Hello everybody and welcome back to another figure review. We're gonna do something a little different, this time with JadaToys, their Street Fighter line. I was out in Target, just seeing what they got action figure wise, classified wise. Didn't find much. I did find some stuff for my friend in Germany. He has a YouTube channel as well, Your Casual Clone. I've mentioned him throughout various videos, but while hunting, I found Ken here from Street Fighter 2, and the only other Street Fighter figure I have from Jada is Chun-Li, because I also found her at Target, just sitting there, and this time I found Ken. I wasn't fortunate enough to find Ryu on the shelf, so I may have to buy him online, and I've seen him still in stock, so I'll get him eventually. But Ken was sitting there ready for the taking. So you guys been looking at the packaging and how he looks in the box. With that being said, let me crack him open, because these boxes are a little difficult to open, and might as well do that off camera. Alright, so I got everything out. We have the accessories here, and yes, I am counting the sort of backdrop that's in the packaging as an accessory, because you can pose them, and it's a nice little reference to the video game stage and whatnot. So you have the very pixelated background there, which looks very cool. Chun-Li also came with a background with her own map, but accessories wise, we get the little stand rod here, 2 different points of articulation there, and you have the base itself, and all you do is plug this in as such, and this base works well with the accessory, which, just realizing, looks very cool. There's some nice detail in there. You can see sort of the hands in there, looking very cool. But you should have a hole on the side. There's the hole, and this is basically his own sort of Hadouken, sort of fireball power effect, and so that looks very nice there. And you can see the hands where he's kind of thrusting it out, kind of mirrors the hands, which we do get 2 separate hands to replicate that, as you can see here. So if you pose it, you align it to this, and it looks like it's reflecting these hands, which I think is pretty neat. Or at least it looks, I think it's supposed to go that way. So it looks like the hands are behind, the fireball, so it gives it that effect when you're trying to pose him, from the front. I'll try to take a picture of it like that and see how that looks. But yeah, that's what the visual they're going for. And I think they did a pretty good job with this effect here. And then lastly, we do have a alternate head, which the paint on mine is something to be desired. I think they missed there a little bit of black paint. Excuse me, I'm a little burpy this few days. And the white kind of bleeds onto the cheek there a little bit, which is a bit unfortunate, but you can see the head sculpt over here. Unless the missing paint is intentional, I don't think so. I think it's just the sculpting of the hair, or maybe the sculpting of the eyebrows. Okay, no, that seems to be intentional. That's based on the sculpting of the eyebrow. It kind of separates at the end, and that's why it looks like it's missing paint, but no, it's just the eyebrow sculpted that way. I guess I can try and zoom in just to show you guys how that looks, because the hair does cover it up, but there it is. Alright, with that being said, accessories out of the way, let's take a close look at Ken himself. Alright, so Ken here comes with 2 fists already out of the box, and already off the bat, I love the sort of texture and soft plastic that they use with this guy. And the cool little thing I'm just noticing here is that the whole gi is removable, at least I assume it is. I believe it was also removable with Rio, or not Ri. It's a weird name, Ryu, and I assume it's the same gi, and so it functions the same way, which is very nice. Articulation wise, you can look up about that much down pretty well, and you do have some nice pivoting and whatnot. That's what really makes these figures stand out, is their articulation and how smooth they are. This butterfly joint is a little clicky, but you get some good range there. And this one over here seems to be stuck. There it goes. Get it unstuck. It does seem to click into place. That's, yeah. You can hear it there. It clicks into place, but it still moves. And then his arms go out about that much. You have your bicep swivel. Double jointed arms. And then you have a hinge here as such. And a torso. I believe you have a ball joint at the waist as well. So you can rotate there at the waist and you get some good crunch. And back, you can kick, or should be able to kick forward pretty well. You can see there. Kicks pretty decently, not as much as Chun-Li. I believe, do they have drop down hips? I don't think he does. But he can kick out pretty well. You have your upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then you have a sort of ankle swivel there, and then it hinges up, back, and then you have your foot swivel. And yeah, he does have some bare feet, so for those of you foot fetishers, you get some free feet there. I'm gonna see if I can remove this. Should be able to remove it. And yeah, so you can remove it, and there you go. You get some more detail under there, and you can really see the articulation and ball joint system that they got going on here. So that's very nice, and you get some free nipples as well. But that pretty much does it in terms of articulation. Paint wise, this guy looks great. I am getting little flakes of his yellow hair, but it doesn't seem to be, discoloring his hair in any shape or form. It's probably just X's paint, and that's okay. But here we have him sort of doing his, I forgot what move this is, the Shoryuken or something like that. It's been a while since I played Street Fighter, but here you have him in a simple kind of dynamic pose. There's a lot of detail in the gi, a lot of texturing going on in the pants, and it just makes him look very cool overall. Not a whole ton of detail on the feet, but you do get some toenails and whatnot down there. And just panning up again, we have that nicely textured gi. His angry face looks very cool. I will try to pose him correctly with his fireball effect, or his own Hadouken. I think it's still the Hadouken, same as Ryu. He basically just copied Ryu's style of fighting. But yeah, that does it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a future video.